The conference to discuss the fallout from the pandemic has had to be moved to a new venue after a booking was cancelled due to the nature of the event. So last week, organisers of the Better Way conference were told they'd have to look for another location because some of its speakers could attract unwanted attention. It comes after a similar event that was due to take place in Guernsey last October was called off. So joining me now to discuss this, two of the contributors due to talk at the event. That's Dr. Tess, Lawrie, CEO of EBMC Squared, which is an independent, not-for-profit, health-focused think tank, and GBNews presenter Neil Oliver. Thanks both for joining me. So, Dr. Lawrie, if I can start with you, if I may. So, can you explain to us what was the background to the conference, and when did you first hear that your plans had been scuppered?
Yes. Well, the World Council for Health is the organisation that is behind the Better Way conference, and it's really aimed at people coming together in a very solutions-focused way to look at basically the things that went wrong and the things that could be improved, and really empowering people to take responsibility of their health.
Yes.
Going forward.
And so was it, and the venue was fully aware of the content of the conference and what it would be about?
Yes, it's a health-focused conference.
OK. And do you have any sense in which did they give you any reasons as to why they were concerned?
Well, they were concerned that they said that we would upset the vaccine rollout in Bath. Now, with the emerging data, with this Pfizer data coming out showing that Pfizer trials are fraudulent, doctors around the world are getting together saying, what can we do to analyse the data properly, to make sure people who are harmed get heard, and so on. We just haven't been getting any help with that. So sorry, I beg your pardon, I'm losing my...
No, it's fine. I'll bring Neil in at this point because I'm interested in what people feel about this. Neil, had you any idea, any inkling at all that this was going to happen, that they were going to say, you can't have these conversations in our town?
No, I really didn't. It came as a real surprise to me. I actually heard about it from the conference organisers a couple of weekends ago when I was on the train down from Scotland to come and present my own show on GBNews, and that was the first I had heard of it. The Bath City Council, Town Council had decided that the conference was going to cast the town into some sort of disrepute. I was completely knocked sideways by it. My reaction to having been invited to take part in the conference was only that I was, beyond delighted, beyond excited because of the calibre of the people that were going to be there, including Dr. Lawrie, who's with you now, but people like Peter McCullough, Brett Weinstein, Robert Malone, Majid Nawaz, all sorts of people who previously, Nick Hudson, that I had only really interacted with online. And to me, it was just going to be this opportunity to be in the same room with people that I had listened to, gained an enormous amount of information, reassurance from over the months of lockdown and all the COVID restrictions and all the rest of it. And not to put too fine a point on it, when I heard that Bath the council had decided to pull the venue, I just thought what a sad indictment on free speech in the country, that a group wanting to gather together to look ahead. It's very much a conference about trying to distill from what we've experienced over the last couple of years, what ought better to be done in the future. How do we have better communities that better share information? How do we reintroduce trust in the media, reintroduce trust in our institutions? It was very much a gathering of people who wanted to say, right, let's see where we are, let's look ahead and try and see what we can learn from the situation, learn from the mistakes that have been made in the past. And to hear that that there was an attempt being made to pull the rug out from under it, I just thought was as I say, a sad indictment.
What defence have they given, though? What defence have the venue made for their decision? Because presumably they must have a very clear idea as to why it could not be tolerated.
Well, as I haven't heard in great detail, as Dr. Lawrie said just a few moments ago, there was some reference made to the possibility from the point of view of the town council, that the topics that would be being discussed might in some way inhibit the vaccine rollout, which that to me, I have to say, sounds tenuous at best. I did hear, it may only be anecdotal, but there was definitely a suggestion that the council also felt that such a conference featuring the speakers who were proposing to gather there would in some way bring disrepute upon the town, which again I struggle to make sense of that. I struggle to take that on board seriously. It's an international conference. It's some of the most highly qualified people, so respected in their fields, people who have made enormous contributions to their fields over the years. Yes, they have found themselves on the opposite side from some of the orthodoxy and some of the narratives that have been coming out from governments and the rest. But nonetheless, it was a group of people who wanted to come together, see what could be learned, and look ahead into the future. And if that's not a positive, I don't know what is.